Photography Stereotypes. Hello everyone, I am One Click Wonder, and this is 6 Photography Stereotypes. If you like the video, please consider hitting the like and sharing this video with your friend. The Gearhead. Any photographer who is worth their salt knows everything about gear and possesses the latest and greatest gadgets and cameras. That is what you might hear from someone's mouth who would without hesitation reproduce with their camera if given the choice by a genie. They are convinced that the amount of money they put into their gear will translate into skill and then better photos, and at the same time show you the barely average, slightly blurry picture of a flower they saw in their grandma's garden. Of course, you can't say anything because you aren't taking any better photos with your crappy gear either. But deep down, you can feel superior since at least you didn't waste any money in the process. When you eventually decide to join the dark side, because you think it will improve your work, and let's be honest, we all want the better gear, some of us just can't afford it. But anyway, in this case, the Gearhead is your best bet for quality information. The Gearhead possesses a vast knowledge base about photography and will help you if you ask, but be aware that he might hate Nikon and most likely loves Sony or Nikon religiously. The Filter Fanatic. Unlike the previous specimen, this creature doesn't care about their gear. A peculiar creature dwelling in the digital realms, armed with nothing but a mobile phone and a seemingly endless arsenal of filter apps. They will happily take pictures on their mobile phone. You'll find them in the corners of coffee shops or huddled in their rooms, feverishly applying filters like a mad scientist mixing potions. While they claim to possess editing prowess, their method involves a ritualistic dance through a dozen apps, as if the fate of the universe depended on choosing the perfect filter. Spoiler alert. It's usually the same black and white filter because, artsy vibes. Contrary to what you might believe, some of the filter fanatics' work is actually all right. In the rare event that a filter fanatic evolves, they metamorphose into the editing deity, a being capable of bending reality with Photoshop sorcery. However, most prefer to cling to the comforting embrace of their favorite Instagram filters. You rarely see these creatures in the wild because they are terrified of the one who hunts them. Their natural enemy, the JPEG Jedi. The JPEG Jedi, also known as the Puritan Paparazzo, a fairly common creature always armed with a camera, but, shockingly, never with Photoshop. They believe editing is a dark art, an unholy practice that taints the pure essence of photography. They are sworn enemies to editing, and because in their mind editing is not part of photography, they decide not to shoot raw. They often will raw dog reality so hard that they somehow manage to make it look even worse. They eat their food without any flavor, since wood doesn't taste like anything either. This type is an evolved version of the Gearhead and can often be seen with the biggest camera in the group. This one is the most passionate of them all and usually has a lot of knowledge about photography. When they see the filter fanatic, they will make sure to let them know that their work doesn't count as photography, but deep down they would also like to learn editing. They are so in love with photography that they will often work for free. But let's be honest, we all do, because who doesn't like the free exposure as payment for your hard work and skill and hours of work? The Wildlife Whisperer. This guy is literally a different breed. Everything they have is long and heavy, and it affects the way they walk. That is why they sit in one place for hours, holding a big cylindrical object and twisting it every now and then. I am, of course, talking about the 200mm lens. While with them, you are not allowed to speak or move so that you don't scare the wild squirrels away. At this point, you are wondering if it would be easier to just photograph the tame squirrels at home. But you can't say this because you are not allowed to talk. Every now and then you might spot a bear, and that's when panic sets in, and you forget how to take a picture. Once you gather the courage to open your eyes again, you find the Wildlife Whisperer casually riding the bear and giving it a dental checkup. These are the most chill people and will pee in a bottle if needed. The drone pilot can be seen with an augmented reality headset sitting on a bench, and when you ask them what they are doing, they will tell you that they are not looking at the neighbor's wife changing, when in fact they are. You walk away feeling both confused and slightly disturbed, while the pilot, like a stealthy sniper, casually changes their location. This creature bases their whole personality on the fact that they bought a drone. You will see this accomplishment in their Instagram bio if and only if they registered their drone. Fun fact, the filter fanatic also bought a drone but did not register. They also crashed it after a few days. The drone pilot has also crashed a couple of times, but weirdly never in places you would think, for example, the neighbor's yard is a very common place. Some drones have also been found inside the house, but oddly enough, by the time you discover the wreckage, the pilot has already strategically relocated to another city, the rule breaker. This is the guy who loudly claims to be a photographer but doesn't have the skills to back it up. They will show you the most horrendous compositions with the crooked horizon and their finger on the top left. You can't do anything about it since they will get aggressive if you comment on their work. In a bizarre alliance, the rule breaker finds solace in the company of the filter fanatic. Together, they create a symphony of visual disaster, showing a blatant disregard for the viewer's sanity. Blurry photos, subjects halfway out of the frame, no worries. Slap on a black and white filter, and suddenly, it's art. This technique has proven so effective that even wedding photographers have adopted it as a go-to strategy. After all, what better way to distract from a blurry kiss than a moody black and white makeover? And there you have it for now. If you enjoyed the content or spotted your friend in the mix, consider sharing the laughs. If you hunger for more stereotypes, drop your requests in the comments. Until next time.